now you have finished with this sheet and are ready to move on to the next step, and that is our little tiny mini project where we're going to learn about blending colors, and we blended a little bit by coloring one color on top of another color, but this time we're going to do like transitions from one color to another color, and I'll show you how to do that in a second. We are not going to use this big humongous 9x12 piece of paper. We're going to do a 6x6 because colored pencil takes a long time. So for you folks, for you artists at home, you're going to take a nice piece of the white paper, not newsprint, and fold it in half. You can use a pencil or a pen, not with that cap, and crease it very well, and then it should tear very easily. Okay. Then to get a 6-inch square, this is 12 or 9 by 6. Oh, yes, that's right. We're not going to fold it in half. We're going to fold a triangle. Just had a little brain freeze right there. I'm going to match up. I'm going to take the corner and I'm going to match this torn edge with this smooth edge, and then I'm going to fold it. It's not necessary to crease this a whole lot, but then I'm going to fold this little flap down even with my edge here. Okay. This one I want to crease well because we're going to tear that bad boy off. The better you crease it, the better the tear. Okay, so then there's my 6x6 piece of paper. Now, for my design, and keep these other pieces around to kind of practice on before you do your full-blown thing, but you can go ahead and draw your design. I'm going to make a little border around the edge. It does not need to be perfectly straight. Okay. If it wobbles a little bit, that's okay. I mean, there's beauty in imperfection too. So I'm going to draw some lines on the inside. I like to do one continuous one. That's just me. And I also learned about doing that when I learned how to make a Zentangle, which we may not have time for. But anyway, so I like curving, graceful lines. But you can do some zigzaggy kinds of things, but just don't go nutty with how you make your lines. Okay? Don't scribble, because you're going to end up with a lot of teeny tiny spaces to fill in, and you're going to be one unhappy camper. Okay, so that part's done. Let's set that aside for a second. We'll do a couple of practice ones. Okay, so basically what we're going to do, and the one lady on YouTube suggested that you do the dark color first and then put the light color on top of it. For example, if I wanted to start with green, if I want to do green and yellow, because those two are clearly a light and a dark. That's all that's fine. So I'm gonna start with my dark and my ovals down at one end, but I'm not going to go all the way across. And if you want to draw lines for this, make them very, very light. Okay, so I'm going to do my darkest dark to my first line, my ovals layering up. It's the same thing that we did with going different directions, except doing the circles makes your color very smooth. And then I'm going to do my medium value. And smooth with colored pencil is a really good thing. Then I'm going to do my light value. Okay. Then I'm going to take my lighter color and do full pressure pretty much all the way across with my loops or circles or ovals or whatever you want to call them. And by doing full pressure, that kind of fills in all the little nooks and crannies in the paper, because the paper it's very smooth, but it does have a little bit of texture to it. And I'm going to go a little bit past my dark line with some of my yellow, so we kind of get a smooth transition all the way across. I highly encourage you to try doing a smooth transition like on this one, but try it, see if you can up your game and develop your craft some. Okay, we're going to add in another element. We're going to add some black this time, or you can do gray. Your 12 pack should have black and gray in them also. So I'm going to start on one end. This one I'm going to do smooth instead of with steps. You can do steps if you're familiar or if you are more comfortable, but go outside your comfort zone. Stretch and explore. Develop your craft. Let's see if we can see an improvement in your skills on this little mini project that we're doing here. Oops, I got kind of steppy there. And I kind of faded. Yeah, took up a lot of space with that. Okay, but that's okay. So I'm going to try orange this time, because orange is clearly lighter than black. And I'm going to go full pressure, clear across, or almost all the way across. With my circles, so I'm filling in little nooks in my paper. Oops. Okay. Try not to let your pencil get really worn down so that the wood of the pencil scratches your paper, because once the wood scratches your paper, it's kind of done. So be very careful about that, and so keep them sharpened to avoid getting scratching the paper with the wood of the pencil. So that's the basic idea. So we're going to do that in the different spaces on your paper. So, but You don't always have to do the darkest color first. If you're going to use any yellow, do that last. Use the yellow last no matter what. Like my green and my purple here are very close, very close in value. Doesn't hurt a thing. The red and the orange are very close in value. Doesn't hurt a thing. No matter which one. I don't think it matters there which color you do first. I did red and purple. I did red first and then purple. Sometimes you have to go back and layer up the other color on top of it, like I did on this, but you can try it and see what works best for you. So, but always yellow last. Do yellow, if yellow is your second color, do it last, no matter what. So, use, and you also have brown in your box of colored pencils. Use some of your neutral colors, your grays and browns, and gray and brown and black. Use those in there too. Try different things, see what you like. And this is just about getting comfortable with the colored pencil. A little more comfortable because we did the color wheel worksheet first. So I'm going to go full pressure. Or pretty much full pressure all the way across. Most of the way across. And that's just so we can kind of get an even coating of colored pencil. I'm going to go back and add some more gray. I got kind of heavy-handed there, but that's okay. So try different color combinations together. I'll do a small one here. Pencil sharpener right here, so it's a good thing I picked a small one. Let's try. And you never know what you're gonna learn by trying new things. So learn that orange and purple gets sort of a brownish color in the middle, and that I was sort of expecting because they're almost complements. Orange and blue are complements, so let's try one with that. Usually it turns out to be what's called chromatic gray. Chroma means color, and so it's a gray made with color, that they kind of not really neutralize each other, but it takes they kind of take the brightness out of each other, and sometimes become kind of a really gross color. So here we go with the orange. Turn it this way. So I'm going to do full pressure. My circles. And colored pencil is a different medium with paint. A tiny bit of blue and a tiny bit of orange in the other one makes some really gorgeous colors, but then when you start getting halfway and more, it gets kind of a poopy green for lack of, okay. And we are starting to get that kind of brownish. sort of a color in there. Oops. Look carefully when you pick up blue and purple, because the color of, the darkness of the paint is very, makes them very similar. So always check on your pencil what the name is. I like complementary combinations, but you don't have to do those all the time. Pick some other color combinations that you think might be nice. You want to experiment and see what they're, what they're going to be like. That's how we stretch and explore and look for things stuff that work, combinations that work for you and techniques that work for you and don't work for you. So that's how we find out. So, fill the whole thing with color blends like that. And when you're finished, photograph it, upload it to this assignment, and you're good to go. Can't wait to see what you do. Bye-bye.